is Rhonda Bell, and I live at 373 DeWitt, and I work for Urban Farms.
Good morning, this is Dennis Sword, 832 Knickerbocker Avenue, SUS Urban Farms.
Anthony Thomas, Barcy and Hart. I like the garden.
My name is Don Cortez. I live in Brooklyn, and I'm in the J.
Hola, mi nombre es Lauri y trabajo para Emma Farm.
Hi, I'm Walter Feature at SUS Urban Farms.
Good morning, I'm Aubrey Hayes. How you doing? I work at 318 Beach 83.
Hi, my name is Valerie Stanback.
My name is Hector.
Hi, I'm Yvonne, and I'm working with Urban Farms from DeWitt.
Gardens are a place of possibility. With the right planning and commitment, they grow into tangible, living expressions of our ideas. Gardens are also a place of opportunity. They provide food. They create a haven to gather with friends and neighbors. And this in turn can engage us through service and employment as stewards to the land. Gardens are a place of hope. They reconnect us to the natural world and to each other. The urban farms at Services for the Underserved offer these spaces of possibility, opportunity, and hope to hundreds of New Yorkers served by SUS. Their aspirations, their dreams, and their stories are woven into every one of the gardens we build, into each of the plants we cultivate. As we conclude another unusual season, we thank you for joining us as we showcase these spaces, share these stories, and celebrate our urban farmers and their achievements. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 11th Annual Harvest Celebration at Services for the Underserved. For those that don't know me, I'm Mike Hollis, the Director of Urban Farms at SUS, and I thank you for joining today's broadcast. Our Harvest Celebration has generally been an event in which we join together at one of our Urban Farms locations, sharing food prepared from our gardens and sharing stories from our growing season. Though we've not been able to come together in person again this year, I'm still very excited to come together digitally to showcase our work. Since this is a live event, I do want to mention 2 points. Firstly, while we hope that technology is on our side this afternoon, we are broadcasting live from throughout the city. So if we do experience any technical difficulties, please bear with us as we work those out. Secondly, and more fun, you can interact with us. If you're signed into YouTube through your Google account, use the live chat feature to ask questions, send shout outs, and interact with us throughout today's program, like Lorraine and Rhonda there. Hello to both of you, and thank you for joining. In today's opening video, and hello, Jennifer, thank you for joining. In today's opening video, you heard how our gardens form spaces of possibility, opportunity, and hope for the individuals and families served by SUS. Urban Farms, as one of the largest therapeutic horticulture services in the region, works to create opportunity for all, regardless of any challenges or obstacles faced, whether this opportunity is realized through personal or vocational development, through health and wellness achievements, or through the building and strengthening of community ties. Every day, SUS urban farmers throughout New York City are tending to community farms, rooftop gardens, backyard planter beds, and landscaped spaces. They are growing food for distribution to their neighbors. They are creating spaces for recreation and for contemplation, and they are growing new friendships and fortifying social connections with their programs, their neighborhoods, and their city. Urban Farms is not just made up of our urban farmers, but also a broad community of support, from building superintendents and porters to residential programs and directors, wellness coaches, our corporate and community volunteers, our partners and contributors, and our administrative and executive staff that all share in the credit for our achievements. This very much includes our SUS's CEO, Donna Colonna. Donna has been an advocate for urban farms that has assured its sustainability and growth over the years, and I'm pleased to turn it over to her for her remarks.
So welcome, everybody, to the SUS 11th Harvest event, second virtual event. The theme this year is health, opportunity, and community. We've all experienced many challenges over the last year and a half, but urban farms, the farmers and the volunteers have continued to forge ahead, planting seeds and harvesting crops. SUS Farms is a real-life example of the resilience of the SUS community, our creative spirit, and the dedication to our mission. 12 years ago, we had a seed of an idea. The idea was about creating farms in the communities we lived in. It was about producing healthy food to address food insecurity and health disparities. It was about creating opportunities for employment and about building communities of purpose. 13 years ago, urban farming had not yet caught on, but with very little financial support, SUS took the lead. Today, our 28 farmers, with the help of other participants and volunteers, steward 50 distinct farms and gardens, producing 7,100 pounds of fruits and veggies every year, and of course, honey. Online workshops and YouTube channel are regular events now. With the foundation we have built, the opportunities for growth remain strong. I've thoroughly enjoyed every harvest celebration, especially the in-person events. The company and the food were always amazing. This being my last harvest event as a CEO of SUS, I've reflected on the most memorable farming moments. Every visit to a farm is memorable, but talking to the farmers has been priceless. My favorite funny moment was an event at Mother Gadsden in the backyard, where I spoke about our fledgling urban farm initiative. This was many years ago. The first farming year, we tried our hand at vertical farming, and behind me was a vertical trellis of dead basil. During my speech, I pointed to the trellis of dead basil, and without cracking a smile, I said, "This is a wall of opportunity. It may not look like that right now, but mark my word." So 13 years later, I remain enthusiastic about the opportunities that urban farms create. It would take a village, though, so a special shout out to all the corporate sponsors, and particularly Con Ed, for the continued support of the farms and the farmers. And a special shout out to Mike Hollis, who without Mike, we would not have urban farms without the farmers. So congratulations and thank you to the farmers and the volunteers. Keep it going and keep it growing. Happy harvest.
Thank you, Donna. As Donna mentioned, this is her last harvest celebration as the CEO of SUS, as she prepares to retire in January. The Urban Farms team, in recognition of the positive impact of her leadership and of her role as an advocate for urban farms at SUS, have put together the following tribute as an expression of our gratitude for her service. Hi, Donna. On behalf of the entire Urban Farms team, and from me personally, I want to express our deepest gratitude for your support to Urban Farms at SUS. We've come a long way from that wilted planter of basil in the backyard of Mother Gaston, and the culture of innovation that you've developed at SUS has allowed us to flourish into the multifaceted services that we now provide. Having worked a few other nonprofits in my career, I know how easy risk adversity can be. New concepts, without ready funding, so rarely move from ideas into realities. Thank you for your vision, your commitment, and your faith in the value of urban farms as a tool for enhancing health and wellness, for creating new and unique opportunities for the New Yorkers we serve, and for strengthening community. In recognition of your service to the SUS community, our Urban Farms team at DeWitt was excited to plant SUS's first peach tree in your honor. This tree adds to the growing orchard across our network of farm and garden spaces, and we look forward to its fruits being enjoyed for years to come.
I'm Walter Feature at SUS DeWitt, Urban Farms. This is the first peach tree ever at SUS in honor of Donna Cologne.
a very nice lady, and I'm listening to what she's been doing and progressing a lot, and I really want to miss her. I really are, and I truly adore her. She was the best CEO. And I'm going to miss wherever she go. I hope I'll be able to write her and stuff, because I really miss her. And I ain't going to be the same without her. She was a nice lady and a good lady. Wherever she go, may the good Lord be with her and God be with her and bless her everywhere step she makes in her life.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna, for all of the passion and hard work you've given to SUS over the years. As you've heard, Donna's leadership supported the growth of urban farms over the past 11 years, becoming one of the largest urban agriculture initiatives in New York City. Each year, Urban Farms is engaging more than 500 New Yorkers at the highest risk for homelessness, unemployment, and untreated medical, psychiatric, and substance use disorders. Together, this year, we've already grown an estimated 8,000 pounds of fresh herbs, fruits, and vegetables that have been distributed free of charge to the people we serve. Most importantly, though, participants in our Urban Farm initiative gain employable skills, generate income, build self-esteem, and learn about and enjoy the nourishing benefits of eating fresh produce. Our Urban Farms initiative reflects the creative and innovative service approach that SUS provides to our community. And while we do receive government support to help fund many of SUS's programs and services, we must rely entirely on donations from individuals, companies, and foundations to help us operate our citywide network of urban farms and gardens that are in the yards and on the rooftops of our supportive housing buildings and program sites. On that note, I want to take a moment to recognize and thank Con Edison for their recent grant that helps to support our urban farms, including the wages we pay to our participants with developmental disabilities. We could not be more grateful to Con Edison for their generosity. I hope you will consider joining our community of support and honoring Donna's legacy in cultivating this amazing initiative. If you're able to make a gift at whatever level is right for you, please visit the donation link in the broadcast description below. The donation page will also allow you to include a personal message to Donna to accompany your contribution. As we celebrate our community, I'm now excited to bring us into the community as we go live to the field with Program Coordinator Wilfredo Ila in the Bronx.
How you doing, Mike?
Hello, Wilfredo, and hello, Rowley. So it looks like you are both on the rooftop of Fox Point right now.
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent. Yeah, tell me a little bit about the work that you've been doing at Fox Point and throughout the Bronx this year.
Okay, so give me a second. Let me see if I can flip the camera really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. That is a rooftop right there for sure.
Hi, my name is Rowley.
So, Rowley, can you show what we grow here in the rooftop?
Yeah, this is eggplant.
Eggplant.
So we have
lovely.
beautiful eggplants here. What else we have, Rowley?
This is tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm seeing cherry tomatoes, I believe. Yep.
We have cherry tomatoes over here also.
This basil.
We have these
beautiful basil plants.
Basil plants. We have more over there, Rowley.
Yeah, that way.
Very nice.
This tomato.
Rowley, can you show us where we are?
Yeah, I want the city.
Right here in the city.
So fun to have a rooftop kind of overlooking the city like that it is just providing such amazing growth. Yeah, what a fun oasis right there for certainly the folks at Fox Point, but yeah, also for all of the work that Rowley's been doing there over the course of the season. Yeah, I know there's actually a couple of different terraces at Fox Point as well. And
Oh, yes.
yeah, I believe later on we have some clips from Rally doing some landscaping work on some of those terraces. So
Let me show you real quick.
very nice. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, that is lovely. Yeah, so very big thank you to you, Alfredo, of course, and then to Rally for sure for all of your work in keeping up the garden at Fox Point, but also many of our gardens throughout the Bronx that you've been working on. Yeah, you can absolutely see just how really wonderful those spaces are, thanks to all of your efforts. So thank you, and goodbye from now. So we've mentioned how Urban Farms doesn't just cultivate gardens, but also cultivates social connectivity. To highlight just one of these stories of friendship, we'll be showcasing two familiar faces through this next segment, our Urban Farmer Spotlight.
See that big one right here?
Oh, man, that's a big collective. Wow, Mom, that's big.
Urban farmers Rhonda Bell and Valerie Standback met while working at an SUS community farm. They found that they shared pride in their work, commitments to healthy eating, and a love for cooking. Over the years that they've worked alongside each other in gardens and kitchens, their camaraderie and mutual interests have become a strong friendship. Valerie and Rhonda shared some of their story while filming a cooking training video using ingredients they grew at an Urban Farms location in Brooklyn.
I've been here for 20 years, but I've been with Urban Farms since 2013. This is my garden, this is where I live, and this is where I work. We have a beautiful garden, a little bit of everything in it. I work in this garden, I also eat from this garden. It's very nutritious. I've learned to eat healthy. I've also was a little obese, and by eating healthy and learning to work in this garden, I've learned to eat healthy, and I've lost a lot of weight. But it's good for me and it's good for my health because I do have some little underlying issues that are a lot better now.
Wanda Bell, she's been here through thick and thin. We've been here for 9 years, and soon it would be 10. So it would be me, Wanda, and Mike. And I like this, what I'm doing, it motivates me, and I'm so happy to pick it. Pick the fruits, the vegetables. They clean. They're more healthier than the supermarket. No organic, no pesticides, nothing that's in it. It's all natural. Come around.
During my journey of working in SUS Garden and being in SUS, I've come to know Valerie Standback. I've known Valerie Standback for 9 years now. Me and Valerie became good friends. Valerie also works at SUS Urban Farms. And here's Valerie now. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Wanda.
You want to say something?
I said, I like Wanda. She's like a mother to me, even though I don't have a mother. But Wanda is in my heart no matter where I go. I will always share with her like my mother. Even though I know she's not my real mother, it doesn't matter. But I still love her no matter what. Where we go, she's by my side, no matter what. It's my right hand, no matter what. I don't care what nobody say about her. I got her in my heart. And she's good, and her husband good. They both cheat. Like, he's my mother, he's my father. I don't have a father neither, but he's somebody, play that role with me to help me and guide me, no matter what. But like I said, I love you. I will always love you, Mother, no matter what.
Stop crying. Stop crying about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's a lot of nutrients and stuff in it, but I don't eat it.
Look a little bit like a cucumber.
Yeah, but it's good.
Nice. Mama, I think that's something.
Urban Farms grows food and cultivates land, but perhaps more importantly, it also fosters friendships and the social ties that support personal growth and and form the basis for stronger communities. Thank you to Rhonda, to Valerie, and to all of our urban farmers for your roles in sustaining the vibrant communities of mutual support, respect, and kindness at SUS and in our city. Thank you to Rhonda and Valerie for sharing that story with us. As mentioned, this was actually recorded while filming for a cooking training video. You may have noticed some eggplant being harvested and some sliced watermelon being prepared. So if that's intrigued you, stay tuned. Their video on making eggplant lasagna and watermelon steaks will be available right here on our YouTube channel later this month. I encourage you to check out our other videos as well, from cooking workshops to gardening tutorials. Our team has made some amazing content available to everyone, keeping us connected digitally. And speaking of digital connections, we were actually going to be doing another live field visit to Brooklyn, moving from the Bronx to Farms Manager Dan Danza at Marcy Hart in Brooklyn. I know we're having a bit of a technical challenge, being a live show that can happen in getting a video feed, but we do have him on audio. So Dan, are you able to hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Excellent. Let me just check in and make sure that's a thumbs up on the mic being able to hear you. Yes, live from Brooklyn. Excellent. All right. So Dan, I know that a lot of the people watching might actually be familiar with the Marcy Hart Garden, perhaps even having attended some of our harvest luncheons in the past at Marcy Hart. So I was wondering if you could maybe just tell us a little bit about this year's season at Marcy, and maybe a bit about how the season went overall for many of our farm sites.
Well, season at Marcy has really been excellent, despite all of the challenges that the pandemic has placed on us. We've really managed to excel. We have Anthony Thomas here, who's here with me, who's our urban farmer here.
Hello, Anthony. Yeah, thank you for joining.
And and he's progressed really, really well. Anthony handles much with gardening, pretty much all the landscaping, and we've had an excellent harvest here from a really nice beginning where we had an internal volunteer, including Judith, come out and help with some cleanups and getting the beds covered and everything prepped. And right now I'm looking at a bed full of cayenne peppers and bell peppers. We have some chard left, and kale and collards as well. I've been with SUS for 7 seasons now. I think this is my 5th as farms manager, and I would say this is probably one of, if not the most productive harvest seasons I think we've had. Really, really incredible harvest almost everywhere, to the point of excess in some cases. And the folks over at Knickerbocker have really stepped up, in particular in helping to distribute some of the excess produce that we've had that has just been sort of pouring out of all sorts of places. I mean, we've had a great year for fruit trees, apples, peaches, grapes have been really good, really everything. So it's been quite a year, for harvest.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And I know from my trips out into the field to see things like all of the squash coming up at Beach 85th, or like you said, to see kind of the last of the apples being harvested at Marcy over the last few weeks. Yeah, it really has been an incredible yield, which has been just so exciting for some of these programs to be able to actually share their harvest with other programs throughout our network. So yeah, just an excellent job certainly to Anthony for all of his work at Marcy, and to you as well, of course, for all of your support to all of the program sites and just having such a successful season.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a good one, and we've done a lot, and on top of the vegetables, like we've also been able to really expand into building out our infrastructure, repairing things, and doing some decorative gardening as well. And I think that, again, despite the pressures that the situation has put on us, it has also given us an opportunity to kind of focus on really making these sites, making them as productive as possible, and focusing on even things like building the new shed that we have here in Marcy, which is something that we've wanted to do for a long time. Repairing beds, repairing infrastructure. We've had the opportunity to kind of look inward a little bit and kind of foster the things that are most important. I think in that sense, I'm grateful for it. Also just wanted to mention, since I am at Marcy, a lot of what's been done here is really the legacy of John Patty's work that he put in over the years. And just wanted to mention him, and, we all miss him, and we have the greatest confidence in everything that he's done here.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dan. It really has been an amazing season, and very much appreciate your work, and of course, all of the work of our urban farmers.
Thank you very much. And I'll try to get back on the video feed for the end.
Excellent. So hopefully catch up with you soon.
All right.
So throughout today's broadcast, we've talked about the importance of community, and some of our favorite projects at Urban Farms bring community members into our growing spaces as volunteers. At its height in 2019, Urban Farms hosted a full month's worth of volunteer days at our farms and gardens. While COVID has disrupted this streak, we have been very fortunate to have some incredible volunteers this season. From launching our growing season on Earth Day to constructing brand new gardens at some of our Brooklyn residences, volunteers are an amazing part of the Urban Farms community. We wanted to take a moment to highlight this year's volunteer groups and to recognize their wonderful work.
And we strongly believe that we should evangelize into the streets, help others who are in need of help, and we should serve others.
Giving team, and I had the pleasure of working with SUS this past June for our first return to in-person volunteer event at one of their residences in Brooklyn. We spent the beautiful day gardening and landscaping and building brand new garden beds for the community, and I can truly say it was the best return we could have asked for. It felt amazing to be back with our team outside, using our hands and doing something super amazing and purposeful. So thank you, SUS, for making moments like that possible.
So thank you again to all of our volunteers, and a special shout out to the SUS Volunteer and Community Relations Manager, Minjung Park, who makes all of these volunteer connections and experiences happen. I believe I actually saw a question come up from Jahida during our chat with Dan regarding the honeybees at Marcy. So as many of you know, we do beekeeping, and there's the question from Noel too, I believe. And the bees, as of last week when I checked on them, were doing really quite well. It's been a pretty amazing season overall, weather-wise, for not just kind of our cultivated plant-based crops, but for honey too. So we, I believe, have probably about 12 gallons of honey that have been harvested already. Usually over the course of a season, we're harvesting about 9 gallons of honey. So it's a bit more than we would usually draw from our hives, which is great. And you will actually be seeing some of that honey make its way into some product initiatives that we're going to be taking on during the off season this year. So as we draw this year's celebration to a close, I did want to mention just some of Urban Farm's achievements and new initiatives this year. As Dan was mentioning, and Lori, as far as where you can buy honey this year, so send me a message. I've got quite the inventory at the moment. So yeah, if anyone watching is interested in some of the honey, just drop me a note and I'll make sure it makes its way to you. And yeah, Arlo, excellent to hear that you got to see that in person. And yeah, thank you, Lorraine and Jessica, for your positive messages there. Yeah, it's excellent, Jahida. Glad to see your one loyal customer that's going to be looking for that honey. And I believe Dina had asked me for honey as well. So we'll make sure that harvest from this season starts to distribute itself beyond just our Urban Farms team. So some of our achievements and new initiatives for this season. As Dan was mentioning, we had an amazing harvest. Last year, as Donna mentioned, we grew about 7,100 pounds of food throughout our network of farm and garden spaces. And this year, we've already exceeded an estimated 8,000 pounds of food, with some locations, as Dan mentioned, just producing so prolifically that their harvests have been shared with other SUS program sites. We've welcomed five new urban farmers to employment. Anthony, Larry, and Elton transitioned from volunteer roles to employed positions on the Urban Farms team this spring. More recently, Carmelo and Isabella have joined our roster through a restoration of our transitional employment positions through the SUS Brooklyn Clubhouse. The clubhouse also underwent a renovation this year as we rebuilt the rooftop garden for their relaunch this past July. And we're excited to continue working with the clubhouse this fall as we begin a product development initiative to create in-house essential oils and soaps from Urban Farms produce. Another new initiative that I'm excited for, you may have seen during the last video that a digital volunteer group from Bank of America assisted with some of the research to make food resource maps for all of our residences. These maps will just be one of the resources available in an online food security resource hub being launched by SUS this fall. So watch for more information on that coming soon. Despite the continuing challenges of COVID, it really has been an amazing season. And I thank you all again for joining us today and celebrating these successes. Whether you're an urban farmer, a corporate volunteer, a community partner, a financial supporter, or an advocate for our initiative, I'm so grateful to have you as part of our community. So take care, everyone, and we wish you a happy and healthy harvest season. So, oh, and there's Dan. Hello, if you're able to see us. So, yeah, thank you again, and take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.